When Phil Collins released In the Air Tonight in 1981, it didn't just launch his solo career, it captured something darker, more mysterious, and more unforgettable than anyone expected. The song felt like a storm rolling in, sparse, eerie, and heavy with emotion. And then, that drum break. A single moment that changed the feel of the song and the way pop music could hit. But In the Air Tonight didn't rise to fame just because of its haunting sound. It became a cultural phenomenon thanks to whispered rumors, urban legends, and one of the most instantly recognizable and iconic drum fills in pop history. Some say it's about a man drowning. Others think Collins wrote it after witnessing a crime. None of these stories are true, but the truth is just as compelling. Let's take a closer listen to Phil Collins's In the Air Tonight. Before In the Air Tonight became the eerie anthem we all know, Phil Collins was in a very different place, emotionally, professionally, and personally. In 1980, Collins was best known as the drummer and occasional frontman for Genesis. But behind the scenes, his marriage was falling apart. His wife had moved out with their children, and Phil found himself in an empty house, surrounded by silence. So he did what musicians do. He started writing. But this wasn't just a few sad songs. It was an outpouring, a purge. Collins has said he didn't even intend to make a solo record. He was just recording into an 8-track machine in his own studio, trying to get the emotion out. What came out became Face Value, an album so raw and experimental that it shocked people who only knew him from Genesis. And right in the middle of that emotional whirlwind was In the Air Tonight, a track that didn't sound like anything else on the radio. It wasn't built around a flashy hook or a traditional verse-chorus-verse structure. The chorus is there, but it creeps in almost unexpectedly, a low hypnotic repetition that draws you deeper into the tension, rather than offering release. No soaring melodies, no catchy refrains, just a slow simmering boil of regret, suspicion, and barely contained fury. It didn't take long for In the Air Tonight to become more than just a song. It became a myth. Somewhere along the way, a dark urban legend attached itself to the track long before the internet we know today, spread by conversation, emails, and online bulletin boards. This is way before the luxuries of social media we have at our fingertips today. You've probably heard it. The story goes that Collins witnessed a man letting someone drown, or maybe even refusing to save him, and later invited that man to one of his concerts, shining a spotlight on him during the performance while singing the lyrics as a kind of public confrontation. Some versions of the tale are even more dramatic, involving revenge or secret confessions. It's juicy, chilling, and it's completely made up. Phil Collins has debunked it more than once. He said repeatedly that the lyrics were improvised, a stream of consciousness, reflection of the anger and heartbreak he was going through at the time. And yet this myth just won't die. Maybe it's the haunting tone of the song, the ambiguous lyrics, or that chilling drum break that hits just like a punch to the chest. Whatever the reason, In the Air Tonight became the perfect canvas for listeners to project their own stories onto. And honestly, that myth, even if it's false, may have helped the song's legacy. It turned into something people wanted to talk about, something mysterious, something more. You know the moment, everyone knows the moment. The song's hypnotic rhythm begins with a rolling drum machine, mechanical, cold, and perfect for the mood. But 3 minutes and 40 seconds into a slow, moody swirl of tension, that's when it hits. The drum break. It's explosive, primal, and totally unexpected. In a song that's been simmering with restraint, it's like the lid finally blows off. What makes it so iconic isn't just the sound, it's the space. Collins holds back for nearly the entire track, letting the tension build with sparse instrumentation, only to unleash one of the most memorable drum fills in pop history. And the sound of that fill, it owes everything to a happy studio accident. While recording at Townhouse Studios in London, engineer Hugh Padgeman and Collins stumbled on a revolutionary gated reverb effect. They were experimenting with an overhead talkback mic meant for studio communication, not recording, and it ran through a compressor with the noise gate set just right. The result was a huge, punchy sound that cut off abruptly. It was raw, powerful, and had never really been heard before. They decided to keep it. And just like that, the gated reverb became one of the defining sounds of the 1980s, used by everyone from Peter Gabriel to Prince. But it started here with this one fill, in this one song, from a drummer who hadn't even set out to make a solo album. That moment, it didn't just define the song, it changed the sound of a decade. Over 40 years later, In the Air Tonight hasn't lost a bit of its edge. It's been sampled, spoofed, and used in everything from Miami Vice to The Hangover. That iconic drum break is still a rite of passage for air drummers everywhere. But perhaps most impressively, Phil Collins turned raw emotion into atmosphere, the personal heartbreak into a song that became larger than life. And despite the urban legend, no, he didn't write it about a man drowning while somebody stood by. That's fiction. The truth is even more powerful. It came from the kind of pain that doesn't need specifics to feel universal. In the Air Tonight didn't just introduce Phil Collins as a solo artist. It redefined what a pop song could be. Mysterious, minimal, massive. Let's face it, once you've heard it, you never forget it. In the Air Tonight is one of those rare songs that feels like it's always been with us. Haunting, powerful, and unforgettable. But knowing how it almost didn't happen makes it hit even harder. What are your memories of the song? Did you first hear it in Miami Vice, The Hangover, or blasting from a car stereo late at night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear where it found you. And if you're enjoying these closer listens into the music that shaped us, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.